Aloha, Mother Fathers. Welcome in another episode of the Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast. Officially, happy Friday in this great week. Happy summer solstice. I didn't know the holiday existed until I started working for where I do now, but nevertheless.
I didn't even know it was a holiday. I just thought it was an excuse to have a day off.
Technically, first day of summer, so that's awesome. It's going to be hot in Northeast Ohio. Hopefully, it's nice weather where you are. Kyle Cornell, Double A Anthony Alfred with you as
Nice
always.
weather does not exist when we have off days. It doesn't. I
mean,
think
today's going to be nice.
Well, nice and hot. What
80
happened
and
to
sunny, yeah. Until it gets really hot.
I know. 80 and partly cloudy. Okay, sun, but partly cloudy.
It's a good day.
That's a good day.
Enjoy it today, because then tomorrow it's going to get hot as shit.
I think tomorrow, I saw a stat. It has rained every weekend in Cleveland except for, I think this weekend coming up will be 5. Every weekend except 4 or 5 weekends this year, 2025, has rained.
Nice.
And, of course, yesterday, which was my holiday, it rains. So it's just cold. I don't, whatever. But that's weather. And
I know you were outside sign spinning, and the sign just said me, and you were spinning.
I know.
around
That's
yesterday.
exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened.
Like those guys at the side, like Verizon stores that like spin the signs, and they always somehow find a way not to point to the store. Like, no, this one was all, yeah.
We're over there. Over there. By the way, the weather impacted my AEW viewing.
Oh, you didn't miss much.
Which, oh well. From the hour that we'll talk a little AEW during rapid fire. The hour that I saw, I'm like, this wasn't good, and then my internet went out for like an hour.
Well, sometimes
sometimes
the good Lord just blesses you. You know, I mean, sometimes
the internet went out.
Sometimes he strikes you down, and sometimes he hands you the fruit. I don't know what to tell you, man.
So the internet goes out, and then about around 10 o'clock, I flip it back on. And it's Mercedes Moné, and I like what I saw.
We never
but then
have
the match happened.
Yeah, it was never. I said it in the review. The appearance has never been the issue. She's always looked like a star. She's always looked really good. All that stuff. But it's when she has a microphone in her hand, or now, unfortunately, when the bell rings, that's a different story.
And I was thinking, I'm like, I'm probably not going to do a reaction video to AEW. Yeah. Not this week.
Yeah, it's been a tough week for me, man. This is the third week, I think, third full week of the React series. I told you I've been really happy for Thursdays.
I'm telling you, this show's going to take a different turn because of these reaction shows.
I'm going to lose my mind.
The goal of our podcast, obviously, is to break down and discuss the top wrestling storylines of the week.
Yes.
And in most cases, it does happen on Monday and Fridays. But if something good happens on NXT, something good happens in AEW, it gets inserted into the rundown of this show.
Yeah.
But, there's a reason why Mondays and Fridays are more viewed than, anything else.
Yeah.
So now that we're doing these, reaction shows, it's a different lens, right? And we kind of see from those who, cover wrestling, when you're actually breaking down segments, you watch the show a little differently.
Yeah, the one thing I won't do, just because I don't have enough time in my life, even if I didn't have a kid or wasn't married or anything like that, like going and breaking down full shows. There's a reason why it's reacts and we kind of pick a few things we like, whatever. And man, it's just because I could not sit there for a half hour every night besides Thursday and do all that, then try to upload everything. And we edited the videos, so we put, cut screens in and all that stuff. And I'm still working on possibly getting intros in for us too and all that, and for the main show as well. So we kind of have like a nice base too of production and all this. I mean, like it'd be too fucking much. And honestly, I do it on my phone. My phone probably can't take that shit. So I
was gonna say at some point, video space is gonna run out.
Yeah, I'm deleting shit every day so I can keep filming these fucking React videos, dude. Which it's been this week in particular. Now I know tonight we have SmackDown, so I'm holding out hope. And
Cena and R-Truth tonight.
Yeah, and there's some good news obviously when it comes to that length of that show coming up here in the next few weeks. So bless you, Pete. So I'm really excited about that. Always thinking about you, Grandpa. Nevertheless. But today, this show for us,
yes,
we've got a lot to dive into, including me peeling off Double A's face with my take on his bullshit. So I'm looking forward to that.
Where did I deliver?
Oh,
BS?
you can't wait.
Where did I deliver?
Cannot wait.
What
I
did
cannot
I
wait.
do?
I cannot wait.
I mean, look at
you
this
see that
rundown.
second to last one?
Look at that
You
one.
see that second to last one? You're gonna want to stick around for that. Okay? You thought last week was me fucking unhinged. Wait till we get to that one.
What did I
Double
do?
A went on a tangent in one of his reacts for about a minute about something, and I cannot wait to just fucking tear him apart. Tear him apart. I'm gonna pick you apart like Skip Bayless thought he was tearing apart Stephen A for all those years. I'm gonna just fucking wreck you, dude. I can't wait.
I am aware that we have video. That
He's
we'll
already
play
sweaty. Look at him. He's already nervous.
later.
See
in
that
the
shit?
show. Oh my goodness.
See, I'm dry as a cucumber that's been sitting out of the fridge for a week. Look at that shit. Look at him. Look at him. That's practically a pickle.
I knew Pete was going to one shot me. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Thank goodness we can't zoom in. Boy, that would be bad. Look at his just drip.
Might need a towel.
No, I'm covering up the mic. The mic does not deserve that kind of treatment.
So we have that coming up in the show. There's obviously a lot to dive into, and I think maybe we should kind of get going with the unfortunate top story. Great picture. Unfortunate top story of this week.
It was either that or something else she posted this week, which
Yeah.
would have been great too.
Yeah. I hear you 100%.
I understand.
I have a different perspective on this because if you've watched any of the reacts, you know how I feel about Kairi Sane.
So real quick before we get to that, let's just recap.
Yeah.
Get everyone up to speed
Right.
here. So obviously, just say, do you want to consider a non-contact? Was it technically a non-contact?
No,
shoulder
she was pulled down and she had to put her hands out.
Yeah.
The injury itself is not technically anyone else's fault. It is technically a freak injury that doesn't usually happen.
Okay, so the injury happened. All of us, we were holding out hope that surgery was not going to be required, and maybe give or take, you were looking at a 3-month window, 2-3-month window, no surgery, recovery. She's going to have surgery on the shoulder, so you're probably thinking at least 6 months.
Yeah, probably for the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, because of it's a shoulder, it's a main point of what you use. I mean, it could be maybe Royal Rumble is when you see her again, possibly coming back.
Yeah,
and
so,
that's being optimistic. Originally, when I heard separated shoulder, I've separated my shoulder before, and I was playing tennis a week later. So I mean, like it doesn't really. It depends on what you do when you separate it, how long it's separated. Can you pop it back in? Is there any ligament damage around there? And obviously, unfortunately, she had one of the worst cases.
Yeah,
where it was like, yeah, you separated it, and then maybe you did tear something in there, or something offset, and we have to go in and do something to it.
Right.
And that's really unfortunate for her because we talked about it at the beginning of the year. She came in after 2024. You mentioned it in one of your reacts. She's had a banner 2024. It was all about Liv Morgan, and the Revenge Tour thing was legit. She was winning championships and beating Rhea, and like she was on top of the women's division. She was one of the faces on Netflix when they moved to Raw. She was one of the highest promoted people, merch sellers, popularity in general. She still gets reactions, even in a bullshit women's tag team division that doesn't exist. She found a way to still be relevant and people to be excited about her.
to be at the top of the card.
Yeah.
To be at the top of the card.
Yeah. And then this happens, and it sucks for Liv because she's worked a long time to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Excited to see, and I know it's, you don't want it to happen this way, but what Raquel does in this time frame now is going to be important because she has an opportunity because she was going to be a single star before the Judgment Day stuff, and she originally went out with her condition she had and all that too. She had momentum as well. She was like worthy of being with Ripley in the main event and stuff like that. So I'm curious to see what happens with her. But this gets to my larger point about Kairi Sane being in these matches, in these situations. This is now the second, possibly third woman she's hurt in the past month. When you think about what happened, who was the girl she hurt earlier? Zoe Stark. When she fucked up that spot.
Well, yeah, that was the spot, and that one was on her.
That was 100% on her. And
I have a hard time but she was in the match, but this one. But go ahead though, because the point still stands with what you're.
That was her
say.
spot to do, so that's why, and she fucked it up. So I mean, that's on her. This necessarily isn't Kairi Sane's fault, but it is WWE's fault for putting her in these spots. Like, I'm sorry, she's not anywhere near main event level tier, and honestly, she's probably not worthy of a mid-card championship either. Her quality of work has never been as good as it was when she was in the Mae Young Classic in NXT. It has consistently dropped. She is awkwardly small. Like, Liv Morgan's short, but she's stout. She can talk. She has the character. I'm sorry, why are you a Japanese pirate? No one ever explained. Even when she was in NXT, what's up with this fucking character? Because she did it somewhere else? She can't cut a promo. At least like Julia, Asuka, like they have the intent. Even Io.
I mean, we saw a run on Monday to start the show of Japanese women's wrestlers, female wrestlers, and you saw the difference. You saw the presence that Io Sky has. You saw the presence that Asuka has.
She's nowhere near. She's nowhere near, and honestly, I don't know why they brought her back in the first place. I mean, again, it was that whole early Triple H, we just got to sign everybody, let's make some waves and bring a bunch of people back. I'm surprised she wasn't one of the ones cut recently. I would take Cora Jade over Kairi Sane in a fucking heartbeat. And by the way, great interview with Chris Van Vliet that just came out with Elena Black now.
I have to watch that.
I watched, I think, half of that before today because I had to go to karate for my son. She's amazing. Like, just her attitude about everything and the OnlyFans stuff, whatever.
I think she's going to do a show here in Cleveland.
Yeah, I mean, she could, because she can. She talked about just being free. She's 24 years old. Like, she's got a long future ahead. The injury stuff was circumstantial, and she talked about that, and it was like, oh, shit, it was real serious.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like a simple thing. It was crazy. So I'm looking forward to obviously seeing her, and I wish she should be in that spot. She should be wrestling the upper mid-card to lower main event level talent and getting that opportunity.
You do wonder, though, too, like, okay, so Damage Control unofficially was broken up, of course.
And now it's like it never existed, which is amazing.
With Dakota Kai's release. So you could make a case like, why was she released, in the first place? Like, I can make that argument. Like, Dakota Kai.
You've got Io Sky. You've got
Dakota
Asuka.
Kai could have been in that spot.
Asuka, her finish was shit, but at least like people still give a shit about her, and she was dominant. She's been booked that way, even in times where she hasn't been considered one of the top females in the company. She still has that aura.
Yeah.
And again, she doesn't speak English. She says 3 words, but she has the passion. People will get behind her. No one's catching the gold coin from fucking Kairi Sane and going, "Oh my god, I got the fucking gold! Ooh, I got treasure!" Eat a dick.
It's presence, right? We talk about it like, and I'll lump in even though she's obviously not Japanese, Stephanie Vaquer, who like
her English isn't perfect, but
you don't have to have the strongest English. But I mean, you gotta learn a little bit.
But like, you don't have
to but you want to talk about like presence, like when you come out, like. You need to pay attention, and all those other women that we've talked about, even Liv Morgan and various others have that presence. When they come out to the arena, the room stops. The room is focused in on them, and you just don't get that with Kairi. You just don't.
No, and I could name anybody on the Raw roster. I think they are just better fit to handle that than what she's doing. So
her, when you really think about it, because she was one of those, and I know you zeroed in on it.
I've been paying attention.
I haven't really been focused on her. And maybe part of that's the problem, too. It's like, okay, the character, we haven't really dived deep into the character, but maybe the wrestling will back it up. And to this point, the wrestling has not backed up.
I'd rather watch AEW's lack of women's talent than watch Kairi Sane fucking do that shit.
And so the bigger point that has led to, unfortunately, now you got Liv Morgan who's out. And again, to be clear, I'm not blaming Kairi, and I don't think you are either for the particular injury.
No, it's just being in the spot.
But this is obviously
what is Liv Morgan gain from beating Kairi Sane? That's my only thing.
That was my thing. I'm like, why even have the match in the first place?
Because she's trying to defend what? I don't like. There wasn't really a story with that. Like, if I'm trying to remember,
to me, the opening promo with her and Dom, like. To me, that was enough. Yeah. And then, like, do some stuff backstage with Judgment Day. To me, that was enough.
Yeah, she didn't have a match. I mean, it's 2.5 hours on Raw sometimes. Most of the time now, it's 2 hours and 20 minutes, whatever it is. So, like, you don't have the 3-hour show. I mean, there's no need to triple book somebody on a show.
It wasn't it wasn't a qualifying match. It wasn't there was nothing on the line.
No reason to do it.
To even have.
Maybe was it the King of the Ring? I don't even know, or Queen of the Ring stuff. I don't.
No, it wasn't.
Because they weren't in the same qualifying match. I don't fucking... Again, we talked about this has been a rough week. It's not just AEW. I mean, there's some stuff on WWE where it's like, what the fuck are we doing?
I mean, I'm trying to envision what the finish would have been. Like, what the run-in would have been. Like,
I guess
Roxanne Perez.
Well, I think Nikki was there from what I
believe Nikki was there.
Yeah, and now they have to audible all that shit because there goes the Bellas versus... that one tag match that no one wanted to see. And again, no offense to Nikki, but I wasn't really clamoring for a Nikki Bella comeback. It wasn't like one of those things I was looking forward to.
Well, Liv was going to be the one that really propped that up.
Well, yeah, of course.
Like, Liv was like, you bring in Nikki Bella to prop up Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
Like, to really, to really put her in a spotlight.
Well, this honestly probably screws Roxanne over because I would imagine she was probably going to be booked to go deep into the Queen of the Ring tournament, if not go to the final. And now, if they still want to run with the Bella angle, they would just substitute Roxanne for Liv and have her defend the titles with Raquel. And then it's the uneasy partnership. It's the Dom and Liv thing all over again or whatever.
Well,
where it's like, okay, now I've got my best friend essentially cheating on me with this girl that's in our group that I don't really want to be here or whatever. They can book themselves into fixing it, but it's just going to fuck Roxanne over.
Well, could you somehow, some way, and I can't think of logistically how they would do it, but could they book a one-on-one between Roxanne and Nikki Bella?
I don't want to see that.
I mean,
I don't want to waste Roxanne. I don't want that.
But Roxanne will win the match. I mean, I don't see it.
What does she get from beating Nikki? That's what I'm like. In 2025, if Gunther beats Goldberg, at least I can say, you know what, that dude retired Goldberg.
I think those are two different situations.
But my point about this whole Legends coming back stuff, what does Roxanne Perez get from beating someone who hasn't been relevant in this division in over a decade?
Well, it's a spotlight one-on-one match in her case.
The entire fucking pay-per-view is a spotlight. Evolution's an all-women's pay-per-view. It's going to be its own special thing.
But she will. They're going to give her time. Like, if she's in a feud with Nikki Bella, they obviously have investment, in Nikki. But like, Roxanne's going to get time.
There's no guarantee that Roxanne wins that match because Nikki said she's not just going away. This isn't a one-off. She's going to be there.
I think she'll win.
I don't know.
I think she will win.
I don't know.
I mean, if she doesn't, then
Nikki had an interaction with Io too. There's a possible heel turn coming with her. She may want to do one last one as a wrestler, and that may be going for.
Well,
she's never won a women's championship. She was Divas champion.
I understand that. In a way, the story is kind of setting itself up. You got all these women going out, and all the Bellas paved the way and stuff. Everybody's kissing each other's behind.
Can someone be honest about that? By the way, like
Roxanne Perez will be.
I hope
Roxanne will answer all your concerns.
I meant we don't have to do it on TV. We can just be honest with ourselves. And, Nikki was a part of it, but she didn't revolutionize this business. When I think of people and women that paved the way, I think of Trish and Lita. I think of, honestly, more like Paige in her first run.
Paige,
AJ Lee is more in that Bella era. She's more of the person, for me, that paved the way to character work, to in-ring, all that stuff. Nikki Bella and Brie Bella, listen, great in their worlds. I said that before. I appreciate what they've done and the spotlight they put on.
So does Coach Prime.
Sure. But the actual wrestling part of it, the character part of it, all that stuff, they never really had it.
This is everything you're saying. I think this is why this is a huge opportunity for Roxanne Perez to be put in that spot.
I hope she comes out of it better than where she is now, but I'm just not sure.
I know,
because she's destined for more than all this. Like Roxanne is.
Oh, she will be, but this is like a. If she doesn't win the Queen of the Ring,
she probably won't, unfortunately. But I hope she does.
I don't have the bracket memorized, but
I forget who she's facing.
Jay Cargill.
She's gonna fucking lose, but that's
so she's gonna lose that match.
Well,
and then Roxanne will be up. Will go on a rampage that she lost, and then call out the belt. It actually, in a way, kind of writes itself a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it writes itself a little bit.
She can frame it as defending Liv too and all that
All
stuff.
kidding aside, though,
I don't know.
It's clear though that taking Liv Morgan out of all this hurts bad, not just for Evolution, but for SummerSlam. What they're going to do with the Judgment Day 20-year breakup plan. I mean, it's all going to hurt. I mean, she'll be back in time where there'll only be step 3 of the breakup plan. So
only in the bottom of the third, right, Paul Heyman?
Yeah.
That game ended a little while ago now.
Actually, the Judgment Day breakup, I think they're still in the pregame. But
they're in the pre-show. Yeah.
Yeah, the Super Bowl pre-show.
Nevertheless, WWE's lucky they have a deep women's division, so they're going to be able to find women still to get on TV that makes sense to be on TV. Just do me a favor and stop booking Kairi Sane. Let her go home. If she's over in Japan or wherever, let her wrestle there. Natalya deserves a spot more than this woman. At least she's been a vet there and has been over at one point, and people still like to see her. Or actually take that spot you were going to give to Kairi Sane and develop a women's tag division to see you have titles that haven't been defended in half a fucking year.
All right.
Come on. What are we doing?
Before we go to the next topic, question for the room.
He's busy texting. We're the millennials, and he's the one texting.
How about that?
We didn't have texting in 1800 when he was born, so it makes sense for him to use it now.
Question for the room.
He can't even defend himself.
Permission to whoop his ass in the middle.
He has
of
to
the
climb
show.
over a desk. It's going to be hard. He has to get his walker out.
Which PowerPoint was better? This one with Liv Morgan or Blake Monroe last week? I think we have had back-to-back, weeks of phenomenal PowerPoints.
I think it's not fair to put one above the other.
Go ahead, Pete.
I think we.
I did enjoy last week's.
Yeah, I mean, that was,
Yeah.
man.
That's like comparing apples and apples. It's like, Granny Smith versus the classic red apple. I like them both.
Well, some people have...
Honeycrisp and Golden Delicious.
Exactly, yeah. It's
Some
like,
people have,
listen, I have
passionate
multiple tastes.
opinions.
I like them both. It's like, one day I'm feeling a little parched. Maybe I want an orange. The next day I want some, more hydration too. I would go to the apple. Either way, they both kind of do the job for me. Feel pretty good afterwards.
I mean...
I'm eating healthy,
I'm glad you are.
Yeah.
Listen, if you want encouragement, 4 letters, 1 word, yeet.
What Double A's doing later. Did I save that slideshow? It's going to be just...
Man, listen, if you need encouragement to watch this show 2 weeks in a row, banger PowerPoints.
Yeah. The presentation's been fantastic.
Oh, boy.
All right.
Go ahead.
Here we go. It's our favorite promo of the week. Also pretty good. The start sucked. Just CM Punk forgot his promo to begin the actual. But once he got going, it was a classic CM Punk promo. It was fantastic. And definitely worthy of us shouting out. Also because there wasn't a lot of other great promos during the week this week.
Yeah, not a ton of promos. I mean, this week we didn't get a ton of promos because there wasn't that many promos.
Yeah.
A lot of qualifying matches.
Yeah. But
and AEW had a 20-man person tag team matches. So.
But this stood out to us, and honestly, once I let it sit for a few days in my head, and I watched some of the recaps and watched it back, I actually started to appreciate it more because a couple of the lines in there were fucking great.
Well, let's play a clip for you, 30-second clip, courtesy of WWE. Also,
let's get demonetized. Let's get blocked in Iran.
Oh shoot, we in trouble. Also, courtesy of this Twitter user because he added a little music bed to this. Take a listen.
Oh boy.
I will follow you to hell to prove that I am better than you. You are a goat, but so am I. You are the goat that I will spit roast and sacrifice to the gods of wrestling. You can't see me. I see through you. And I always have. And that's the truth.
All right, courtesy of WWE and
Yeah,
digital
that's
content creators.
That
on Twitter.
spit roasting line was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
good.
The whole "I'm a goat too" thing. I mean, jury's out for Punk. I don't know.
The jury's not out.
I love CM Punk. I think he is one of the best characters of all time. But I don't know if he's on the Mount Rushmore stuff. He's nowhere near that. I don't think he's.
Oh, he's up there. He's up there. He ain't top 4, but he's up there.
He's on the pathway at the Black Hills, but he's not on the mountain. He's not. To me, he's not close. I don't even know if I have Punk in my top 10, and I love CM Punk. I think he's one of my favorite wrestlers of all
I don't
time.
have him in the top 10. I can understand top 5, not top 10.
I don't. One day we have to actually maybe in a couple weeks when we have to record a show that's going to be kind of carrying over. We can do lists.
You want to do a list show?
We probably
That's
should.
all sports talk radio right now and television is
yeah.
the.
Happy 4th. Let's do a list.
You want football talk? Well, here's a list.
Yeah. So maybe we'll
do it, though.
Maybe we'll cross that bridge then, and I can kind of be more exact. And maybe I'm full of shit, but off the top of my head, I can probably think of at least 7, 8 guys I put in front of him. But I mean,
all right. But back to this.
yes.
I need water. Go ahead. You talk.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, this was.
Water.
He's gone. It's just me and you now. Hi, how you doing? Nevertheless, no, this was great. Like I said, beginning of it, the whole "give me a second to find it" thing. It's like, okay, man. If you weren't ready to come out, wait a minute. I get that. But when Cena said again, "I faced the best. I've whatever. And then we all knew that was going to happen. I think I mentioned in the reacts too at that point that, okay, here comes Punk. They're going to do the thing. And then the following week, this stuff. Cena actually getting used multiple times in a show was fun.
No, that was
backstage. Like, if you're going to triple book somebody and not have them have a match, that makes sense.
Well, listen, I like if Cena only has 36 appearances throughout this year,
he's running low. You know what's going to happen? He's going to get to the end. He's going to extend it by a couple because he's only got like 15 left.
What I think will happen.
I think he's going to lose the title.
He'll go full throttle through SummerSlam. And then take time off, and then that final run at the end of the year, that's where he'll pop in. Around Survivor Series.
Yeah, end of October, he'll kind of roll through.
Yeah.
I could say he's burning through those fucking dates,
He is. First off, I'm thinking every week when I see Cena, I'm like, man, okay, if Cena's doing 36 dates, is Roman Reigns doing 10?
Another topic we're going to talk about in a little bit.
I mean, is he doing 10?
But
I love, and you're right, Cena being used all over the show is great. My only thing with Cena Punk right now, and this the promo of the week. Again, the promo was technically sound. I like Cena, even at the beginning of the show, doing his best to tie his story together. I thought whatever, but he did his best. I thought he did a good job of tying things together and bringing things back. If you keep doing that week in and week out, you keep the audience in. So I love that. When you think of Cena Punk, just me, the gentleman or lady who put the video package together brought up the 2011 stuff. To me, because it's at Night of Champions and not SummerSlam, this feud is not at an elite level that I expect Cena and Punk to be, but it's at a good level for a Cena or for a main event level feud, right?
I guess the only problematic thing about Cena, this being his last year, is that it's all micro feuds because we know there's no more time.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to try and squeeze these things we all want to see into these short windows, and obviously the number of pay-per-views too is insane. But you don't get a lot of time to really build it. You kind of have to. You get here's 2.5 weeks. Have fun.
If you did we got to do Cena and Punk, and this is the first match, and the second match is a SummerSlam.
It's not like this long
cool,
feud.
But then you miss out on other names.
You miss out on running properly Cena and Cody back, and then it's because you want that needs to be on a match on a card that's at an event that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to save that for a main show, but you want to wait till Survivor Series for that. It's a lot.
I mean, you never know. You just think about some of the other matches, even Cena Roman. I don't know if that's the plan this year, but even something like that. It's just there's a ton of things. So
also, I'm trying to think too. Who else do we really want John to face? That's the part of that.
Remember we talked going into the year about that exact question, and we was thinking about some of the newer guys, Braun Breaker, and a few others. But now, the path that Cena's on, Braun Breaker's not in the conversation.
No, he's not, and he won't be.
Seth Rollins.
I mean, they may have to go down that path depending on what goes on with Gunther. Maybe. I don't know.
And I'm not saying Seth Rollins in terms of, a cash-in. I'm just saying just a straight-up.
Well, he's not going to feud with him as long as he has the briefcase.
Exactly.
He's not going to feud with any world champion as long as he has the briefcase. He won't do that until he actually cashes in and wins the title he cashes in on.
Mm.
So you're kind of stuck with Rollins, too, where you can't really be in a feud with either one of those guys.
The other thing there's a part of me, though, maybe this is the great thing about pro wrestling, is when something shocking actually does happen. It's like, holy smokes. Because I have very little confidence CM Punk actually wins this match. I mean, what if he does?
So the thing with the big wild card in all this, and this happened after the promo was just wrapped up, is R-Truth. That's the one ace that Punk has, because he knows Cena's going to cheat. Mm-hmm. You know he's going to do some dumb shit.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Punk will do the same, because that's his character. But he's got that ace in the hole of R-Truth now kind of going off script, so to speak, as far as storyline is concerned with Cena. Yeah, I made him relevant again, but now he won't go away.
Mm.
So how does he play into this match? Because he's not saving Cena this time.
No.
He saved him from Randy.
Mm-hmm.
He's not saving him from Punk. He'll help Punk win.
Yeah.
Because it's very obvious and apparent that Ron Killings is not getting a world championship match.
No.
Which, again, is bullshit. I mean,
and again, to me...
that should have been the match.
To me, WWE, in my opinion, sent the signal that he is still named R-Truth and not Ron Killings. I think that's a signal to me that you're good. This is where you are. I mean, cool pushes there, but this is where you are. That's it.
He may get like a mid-card run at some point in the near future, or maybe I don't know.
Yeah, huge missed opportunity.
He's got a built-in story with Dom if they want to go that way. If AJ Styles doesn't win that championship,
Right.
but I don't know. I mean, that's.
I mean, it would be okay if you want to start the story of Cena did lose it all. CM Punk actually winning at Night of Champions?
And this honestly ties into Seth, because then Cody can win his King of the Ring, and it could be Cody and Punk at SummerSlam, which would be an amazing match. And I'd love to see that.
Would be.
And that's where Seth can cash in, and he can screw either Cody or Punk, and that builds to what I believe will be the main event of next year's WrestleMania: Cody and Seth.
Yeah, I just think as we get going here, this promo, they did a great job.
Fantastic.
They did a great job. It's just, in my opinion, Cena could do more. Maybe Cena can do more with the championship. But if you want to start the arc of, wait a minute, why is he a bad guy in the first place, and then turn him back babyface, if you want to go down that path.
There's only one more person besides AJ that I'd love to see him face, and that's Uncle Howdy. I would love for them to lean into that story so they can be relevant. I would love that.
Of things that they could be doing.
Well, let the other guys worry about the tag division, and then give him the actual assignment.
That's fine.
Like, I'm cool with it, so that way everyone has something to do.
Yeah.
But like, I would love for them to be able to tell that story, and that's the start of John starting to find himself again, and then it culminates with him being able to exercise the demons.
And you have that tie. Remember, we watched at the end of NXT Battleground. We actually pulled up. It was us, Rebecca, and Rico, our buddy Rico.
Yeah.
We pulled up Cena's match against Bray Wyatt at the Pandemic WrestleMania. And that could be another tie-in of, you're not facing me, you're facing yourself. And kind of get it to the head there. That would be really cool. This is a cool promo of the week. Again, brought to you by Mike from State Farm. And, check this video out to see all the stuff that he could do for you. What should fans who might be watching you here in Cleveland for the first time, hey, they look you up on the website, on the app, they call you, what should they expect?
Yeah, I mean, first off, between me and my team, you're going to get one of us. If you want to deal directly with the man, you're more than welcome to. I don't mind. I love working with customers because I look at it this way. I have a lot of good life experience financially. I said 12 years of banking. I've got now 2.5 years of insurance. I have a lot of money and just kind of life and financial stuff knowledge. So that's what I look to do, is to truly help people get from that point A to point B financially. It's not about saving money on auto insurance, sure, but if I can kind of turn that into a better discussion, really help people understand what actually insurance does, why it's important, because it's not a tangible. I joke when I leave that I lock the office door so no one steals all the insurance, but there's not just insurance laying around. So there's just it's kind of a mystery kind of component in people's lives that they think is a scam and all the different things you hear. It's not. I mean, it can feel like it sometimes. I'm not even going to say that it doesn't, but if you understand how it works and understand and have a person who you can go to help with those kind of situations, that's what we're here to do. That's what my team's here to do. That's what I'm here to do, and that's what I take a lot of pride and have a lot of passion in, obviously, as you can probably tell. So,
well, I mean, I know you said the joke, hey, we lock the door so no one steals the insurance, but it's exactly right.
Yeah, Mike from State Farm, going to make things happen. We talk every week about life insurance, and it's just crazy, it's one of those things that you don't want to be caught, not having, and not having, trusted life insurance. Mike is going to take care of you. Do it all. Life insurance, pet insurance we talked about a few weeks ago with Mike himself, and all the other things that he and his entire team over in Cleveland Heights can provide.
Think about that warm, safe presence in your life. Tucks you in at night, nice and cozy. Your dog or cat right next to you, making you feel real good, real wholesome. You feel complete. That's the kind of feeling you get from Mike. What's the phone number, Double A?
216-932-6900. That might have been the greatest live read you have ever done on this show. You can also go to the website.
I saved my best for the best.
My Fabert agent That's my Fabert agent.com. That's where you can get a personalized quote for whatever you're looking for. Mike from State Farm, again, his office in Cleveland Heights on the corner of Lee and Mayfield.
And tell him that we sent you.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah, please do.
Saw in his wrestling podcast. Oh, and wait, are you a professional wrestler? He'll answer and say, yes, he is. How about that?
He has a team, the claims adjuster.
Yeah.
Last
time we saw him, he was getting drunk at Beelfest.
That might have been one of the craziest wrestling angles I've ever seen. And, we were right there.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy.
Right next to it.
It was just chugging down.
You could smell the bush apple from our seats.
Man. Well, hopefully we'll have EC3 and Noah coming on our show when they have their next show in August.
Yes, coming up.
Here, but I'll be here, and we'll talk more about that show in the coming weeks. Again, NWA Power, we talked about it last week. You could go on our TikTok and see kind of the details of it. But Tuesday, July 29th, that is, if you recognize some of the faces, some of the ones that's been a part of Exodus Pro, that is a part of Exodus Pro on that show. First national TV deal in 25 years, their very first streaming deal with the Roku channel. So, Tuesday, July 29th. That's when they get going. Right now, you can watch their shows on YouTube, but of course, with Roku, you can watch the Guardians and NWA Power. A lot of cool stuff there. Goldberg.
I think it's apostrophe RE, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Goldberg.
Sorry, my boss has reminded me that he is big on stickler on English.
No, you're right. I rushed you that one. Goldberg is, and let me just say this too.
Fixed the PowerPoint. Also love how 25 minutes ago, this PowerPoint's been great. Second week
Listen.
Oh my God, I'm going to tear you apart later.
Listen. The PowerPoint slides that I've been talking about, I like those. I mean, you don't
like this one?
Liv, I don't care about this one. Liv Morgan and Mariah May. By the way, real quick, no reaction with Blake Monroe in terms of she was trying to get away with some of the jokes that she got away with in AEW. Almost said TNA. In AEW. I don't know if the fans were locked in. I don't know.
I think the fans are upset because her music is terrible and they don't like the name.
Then
they like her.
Hate the music.
When she showed up, when is Def Rebel's fucking contract up?
Man,
seriously,
they ruined Jordan Grace.
Why? It's like the Braun Breaker thing. You have something that fits. Why the fuck are you changing it? And it's in the same company. You're not competing against yourself.
Unbelievable.
What the fuck are you doing? It works. People liked it. His team in NXT was badass.
You could tell when. I understand, putting wrestling music together and theme music is not the easiest thing in the world.
It's pretty. It can be pretty simple based on the character you have.
Was it Jim Johnson? That was his name.
Yeah.
He all time go. Even CFO, he did it after. They knew wrestling music.
These guys are, and then they're doing UFC stuff too. Apparently, which. Whatever.
They must have got them on the cheap or something.
I don't know.
I do not understand why they're still
fucking ridiculous
around. Because I'm just thinking, and we'll have this topic down the road. But I'm like, does anybody's entrance music new ones? Do any of them stand out to you?
Why does my thing too with all this has always been why does there have to be some sort of a sneeze or a cough? Oh, okay. Well, God bless you. Nevertheless, the Lord blesses you. And your very advanced age. But, I don't understand why.
I'm telling you, I have a bottle for you, man. Go ahead, man. I'm telling you, man, there's going to be a day he's going to kill you, man. He's going to put you through this table. Probably in time.
He's so old he can't hear me half the time. It's fine. What? What? Yeah.
We're going to get a hearing aid sponsorship.
No, why does everyone have to fucking have some sort of, talking at the beginning of their song?
I think you mentioned that on your reacts.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And I couldn't get that out of my head.
Real metal. I don't fucking wait. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, stop. Like,
Zelina Vega.
Zelina.
Hers is necessary because her music sucks.
You think
so, like, hers is necessary.
If you listen side to side, it's close to the SmackDown theme. It's not technically.
I know
SmackDown
it's
thing.
not, but it still sucks. So, like, she needs today. Maybe that's the cover up. Is that they know they're putting out a crappy product. So maybe you put the name out there. I don't know if they're paying these guys on the cheap. I don't know. Like,
dude, I'll go in a fucking garage band and make better music for these people. Than
to understand the importance of your music, of your interest music, right? One of the reasons why Goldberg is his legacy is his music.
He also changed his music when he went to WWE too. So he didn't have the original WCW.
Right.
Yeah.
But his music.
Yeah.
You know that WCW music. It's the presentation that we talked about at the beginning of the show with the women. Like, it's the presentation. So Goldberg strictly on presentation. Off the charts every time. To me, it's amazing. I'm not all in on this angle, but I will mention a positive. It's amazing to me in 2025 that Goldberg got that reaction that he did on Monday. To me, it's amazing.
I think because everyone thought he was showing up in Phoenix. So now they were like, oh, maybe he's not. Maybe he is. Who knows? We kind of figured it was going to happen.
Period.
Yeah.
Like, just think of, like, Goldberg's last, like, full... I know he did some stuff in, like, 2017, 2018. It was for... But even that's still 7 years.
Yeah, it's been a long
His
time.
last, like, full-time run was over 20-some years ago.
Yeah. I think he did something with Roman a couple years ago, maybe. But like other than that, he's been just hanging out with good reason too. He's older, but I mean, the reason why I'm okay with this again is because it's going to be, I'm assuming, his last match. Unless they book him to win, then he'll lose it at SummerSlam via Seth cash-in or whatever. But it's time, and he does deserve a proper send off. That's why I'm okay with something like this, and maybe not as thrilled about Nikki Bella. Because she said, this is not a one-off. I'm going to be around past Evolution. This is I want to have one more run. He's more like, fuck, if I have one more run, it's over in a month. Like, he's not doing this long bullshit. Like, it's the
he
match.
He just wants to get paid and whoop ass.
He actually cut his promo, which I said in the Reacts too, was longer than about 99% of his matches, which was impressive. Because normally he's so fucking out of fucking breath and he's got a concussion from headbutting doors in the back. By the time he gets to the ring.
That's why I'm actually intrigued by their Saturday Night's Main Event match. Because the show's only 2 hours. It's loaded with commercials. So it doesn't have to be that long. I'm very intrigued.
It's going to be the main event, and they're going to start coming out at like 9:53.
Right?
You're going to be like, oh! This is going to be quick. Like,
It's going to be quick.
And I see this going one of two ways. Either this is going to be a 17-minute match and Gunther's going to systematically tear him apart, or Goldberg's winning in 2 minutes. It's one of two. It's not any or. It's not going to be a 10-minute, they went back and forth. Nope. It's going to be one of the others going to kill each other.
And we'll talk more in the coming weeks about whether or not
You think dude's selling? You think?
Oh, hell no.
You think that dude said that he's selling? His
no.
last match possibly of his career?
Look at that. Does this look like a guy who sells?
No.
Does it look like a guy who's like,
That's a guy.
selling?
That looks like a guy who chews on fucking steel in his free time. He's not doing that shit. Are you kidding me?
Man, listen.
Iron Jaw.
Listen, that man came out. I remember the family.
I'm looking forward to the slap and him just laughing at him, and then probably just trying to spear him or give him a half-assed clothesline.
I can't wait for Bret Hart to ruin this match for
He
Goldberg.
shows up and just super kicks him in the head.
I can't wait. We were going to put in a video. I forgot to send it. We have the finish. It's going to be Bret Hart coming in with a stun gun. Put it away, Goldberg. Gunther's going to pay off Bret Hart. Bill Goldberg.
And then right after, there's going to be a Real American Beer ad.
Oh!
Don't be like Goldberg, brother. Be a winner. Buy Real American Beer. Let me tell you something. Anyone over the age of 21.
Suddenly, I have high interest in this feud now.
I'm glad I got you there. Listen, because I know at worst, at longest, it's only going to go through SummerSlam. I'm okay with this. Because it's short term. It's the middle of summer. You talked about it. Usually, this is the dog days of trying to get through wrestling. I feel it now. It's more than ever. Like this is fun for me because it's not going to last.
And the
very
thing
long.
is, two things. Number one, I heard people are like, "Why is Goldberg, competing for the world championship?" Okay, cool. If not Goldberg, who are you going to put in that spot? And if the answer is not Jey Uso in a rematch, who are you going to put in that spot? Literally, I can't think of any other championship contenders at this moment.
You could have done Seth if he wasn't Money in the Bank holder, but that obviously kind of doesn't really make a lot of sense.
CM Punk, but he's busy.
But he's doing the other championship, so that's not really a thing.
I can't think of anybody else.
They haven't built Finn up enough to where I'd feel confident that it'd be a good match, but why would can Finn beat him? I don't think so.
No.
At least Goldberg, there's some mystery because you don't know. I mean, would he be willing to hold on to the title for a month and choke a few times? I mean, honestly,
I can't think of a definitive winner at this moment. I can't. Honestly,
Gunther probably should win, but I don't know.
But honestly, in a way, if you think it's it's kind of exciting. It's kind of exciting to have this. And I think what they need to do, though, for this to not look, first off, you need to tap in that this is it with Goldberg. Kind of lean in that this is it. Like, he can't just come in and be like, oh, I'm a championship contender. It kind of defies logic a little bit.
They can build that, too, to there's a reason why I said yes. It's because I want your career if you don't win.
Right. So that's why, to me...
No more going away for 8 months and coming back.
So on our Instagram page, I put your reaction and my reaction like side by side. And I said that I'll be honest, until like the next day, I didn't remember the family angle from earlier in the year.
Yeah.
I think the family angle is fine, but I don't think it's strong enough. I think what you need to lean into is Goldberg's like Hall of Fame, this wrestling, whatever, Hall of Fame resume. You need to lean into the fact that he started his career 176-0. You need to lean into the fact that Goldberg at his peak could be the most dangerous man in professional wrestling.
It'll be a celebration of his career.
Yeah.
Especially that day, too, because he's in Atlanta and all that stuff. He's going to come out with his son so they can still use the family thing.
Right.
Also, his son is a brick shithouse.
Lean into...
That dude is fucking huge.
Because it's in Atlanta, lean into the fact that he beat Hulk Hogan at the Georgia Dome for the WCW title. Like, lean into all the stuff that he has done.
Plus, the beauty of all that, too, is, and the other reason why I think I'm going to be okay with it, while it'll be the main event of that show most likely, it's not the main attraction that weekend. The main attraction is Evolution on Sunday. There's no competition for it. It's by itself. It's going to be its own thing. That's really going to be the showcase of the weekend. This is just a bigger part of the overall weekend. Also, NXT's on before this, too, so it's like, okay. And then All In's on Saturday as well. So
this is where, I'm glad you brought that up briefly here, this is where AEW is going to get tested. This match, Goldberg and Gunther, has the potential to be the most talked about match heading into that weekend. It's AEW's job to make their matches the most talked about matches going in.
They're doing such a great job.
And they're not doing a good job of that. So, if Goldberg and Gunther is the most talked about match heading into July 12th, it may not be the best wrestled match, but more eyes are going to be on this match than perhaps anything else you see from AEW's All In. And that's not a good thing unless AEW can turn things around quickly. I thought they had some good stretches, but not this past episode.
Yeah.
But good start here for Goldberg and Gunther. Let me tell you what. Let's take our commercial break right now. When we come back, this is a conversation we're not going to force down. I hate with the NBA. This is why I don't watch First Take. They're trying to, who's the new face of the league, and Stephen A. Smith is beefing with every potential candidate and talking trash about every city, and it's just bad. But I wanted to dive in because we kind of stumbled on something last week. Okay, after Cena, then who's the next face of WWE? So I want to talk about that when we come back. Also, you're going to tease this one because that's coming up as well.
I'm going to fuck shit up. Let's go to break.
What should fans who might be watching you here in Cleveland for the first time, they look you up on the website, on the app, they call you, what should they expect?
Yeah, I mean, first off, between me and my team, you're going to get one of us. If you want to deal directly with the man, you're more than welcome to. I don't mind. I love working with customers because I look at it this way. I have a lot of good life experience financially. I've said 12 years of banking. I've got now 2.5 years of insurance. I have a lot of money and just kind of life and financial stuff knowledge. So that's what I look to do, is to truly help people get from that point A to point B financially. It's not about just, saving money on auto insurance, sure, but if I can kind of turn that into a better discussion, really help people understand what actually insurance does, why it's important, because it's not a tangible. I joke when I leave that I lock the office door so no one steals all the insurance, but there's not just insurance laying around. So there's just it's kind of a mystery kind of component in people's lives that they think is a scam and all the different things you hear. It's not. It can feel like it sometimes. I'm not even going to say that it doesn't, but if you understand how it works and understand and have a person who you can go to help with those kind of situations, that's what we're here to do. That's what my team's here to do. That's what I'm here to do, and that's what I take a lot of pride and have a lot of passion in, obviously, as you can probably tell. So,
well, I know you said the joke, hey, we lock the door so no one steals the insurance, but it's exactly right.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick. With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh. I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Omega Video Marketing. Again, you see it every single week. It's crazy. One of the things that she did, I saw it over the weekend. One of her clients had a dinner.
Yeah.
And she did an unbelievable job putting the video together, highlighting the client, highlighting the business, and all the networking that's a part of it. And it's something that you don't think about until you're like, oh, crap, I need more people to see what we're doing. and Megan Gallagher does an unbelievable job putting all those things together.
Honestly, it's super great. And that's kind of the big question for your business, small, medium, whatever it is, Northeast Ohio, whatever. If you're wondering about what the next step is, who can kind of help you kind of take that next step. Megan's got the experience now. She has this business. She's been doing great. She's getting more and more clients. Be on the initial run because you want to catch in before it gets crazy. I'd imagine she doesn't want to turn anybody away, but at some point you're going to be so busy. And she's already getting to that point where she has all these clients. She's doing great work. Get in now.
Emmy Award-winning producer Megan Gallagher, Omega Video Marketing. You can reach out to her. You see it for our video audience, for our audio listeners. MeganRG440 at gmail.com. That's MeganRG440 at gmail.com. That's where you can reach out to her. Omega Video Marketing does an unbelievable job. She worked on our stuff, not only for this show, the Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast, but also CVC TV, Chagrin Valley Conference Television on YouTube. We call it CVC TV, but it's on YouTube. It's digital, but never mind.
You're seeing a channel. You're seeing some sort of. We're practically TV at this point.
We are.
We're an episodic television.
We basically do a television production.
Yeah, we're almost 80 episodes into our thing. So
we are. I think it's episode 77,
6, 7, something like that. Yeah.
By the way, don't look now. 2 months from now, we're doing football again.
Fuck. Then I have to behave. This is my fun time where I get to say whatever I want, but then I got to start actually being professional or whatever the fuck they call it. I don't know.
They call it professionalism.
Call it being fucking professional.
Be a fucking professional. That's what they call it. Like these guys. They're all professionals.
Oh, yeah.
Still to come, by the way, this guy is going to show you guys some video I think that I did.
This is the first time, I think, in our year and a half plus that we're actually going to pull video that we did and play it in a show. Normally we're pulling clips and getting demonetized, but this time we can't sue
me
him.
You did not put this. You have this video, Pete.
He has the video. I gave him the time to start it, and I told him to play it until I tell him to stop.
Oh boy!
So He's taking cues from me for once.
We used to do.
Normally, you're the one telling him to play shit.
We used to, good call.
Yeah.
We used to do a segment. We'll still do it from time to time. Call Now Hear Me Out. It used to have my face.
Yeah.
Oh God! Now this will be the first time I'm watching myself. I don't even know how it's going to be set up. I think we're still going to be on the screen while the video's playing.
Yeah, and it was Hear Me Out here, and there was like HEAR because. And then you purposely didn't fix it.
I never fixed it. I still won't fix it. We'll bring the element back. We still won't fix it. All right, a real conversation. This is something I want to also take to social media. We might put this out as a vote. John Cena has what do they say, 16, 17 dates left?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe after this.
After tonight, he's going to have 15 or something like that, I think.
And Roman is not on this slide because Roman, Mr. OTC, he ain't here at most of the time.
And his contract is up next April.
Yeah.
So
more on Roman coming up at Rapid Fire. Don't miss it. So I'm looking at these four guys. So CM Punk's Cody Rhodes. I put Jey Uso in here, Seth Rollins. And I'm not limited to these four guys. There are other names you could put in as well. But let's have a frank conversation. When the calendar turns to 2026.
There's nobody named Frank on that list.
How will Frank the Tank become the face of WWE?
It's Hank the Tank, and he's an NXT Tag Champion. I don't know why I know that.
That was very random. Good stuff.
No, you're welcome. That's why I'm here, right? Every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
You say something that sticks.
Man.
Yeah. So to answer your question bluntly,
Once a month.
It's the two guys on the right that are going to fight for it.
Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins.
Yeah, no offense to Jay or CM Punk. Punk's obviously past that point where he's going to be like the future you build on in a company. He's just trying to get one more world championship. Jay is one of those guys where unfortunately the company will never fully buy into him being the guy. He'll be fun for merchandise. He'll be fun for the crowd. He'll be in the main event if he's in singles. If he's back with Jimmy, they'll win tag titles again probably. But the two on the right, I told you, it's my main event next year for WrestleMania because they have a real story there. And Seth, there's a lot of jealousy of Cody Rhodes because Cody just came right in after being gone and was given the moniker.
Mm-hmm.
You're the next face. You're the next guy. It's the whole. I think honestly that's Seth's next big, mountain to climb is catching Cody and being that guy. That's the reason why he went with Paul. People can say, "Oh, it's because of Roman." No, Seth and Roman are on two separate planets when it comes to that. They may still face each other. They probably will, I'd imagine.
You're right.
Maybe as soon as SummerSlam when Roman decides to pop his head back in. But really, it's been Cody who's been the guy. Like, ever since he beat Roman for that title, Cody has been the face of this company and still kind of is.
If you notice on these shows, Seth Rollins and Cody, they've had face-offs.
No touchy. No touchy.
They have not.
I didn't touch her.
They have not touched.
I didn't do it, I swear. Lawsuit's a lie. Didn't
There's
do it.
no air touch.
You can believe me, you cannot. Didn't touch her.
No touching.
No touchy.
I guess it's a no-touch rule.
As that happens for World War III. We're going to go to war, but no touching.
Man. Boy,
Can't touch
which
the
guest
opponent.
do you want to bring in next week to discuss that? We go either way.
And here's Tucker Carlson. All right. You don't even know about Iran.
Boy, it's been some turbulence going on in that world.
Dude, I like doom scroll on TikTok because it's the only social media I have now. I come across a random clip of him just roasting Ted Cruz. How many people live in Iran? I don't know. Like, you don't even know how many fucking people live there.
No, that's been.
Well, he's at a point.
Man. Yeah. That's been
Kaboom! No.
There's been some turbulence going on in that world. Remember when we used to work there?
In Iran? No. Sorry, Iran.
Don't worry, they won't. Don't worry, they won't see this show anyway.
It's fine. Yeah, we're permabanned in Iran.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen.
Bye, Anthony.
Listen. The Los Angeles Dodgers told them to go home. That happened.
Technically, we didn't enter anything. It's an outdoor stadium.
Man.
Nevertheless, yeah, it's those two on the right. It's a fully
How
round.
the hell are you supposed to follow up?
Yeah, to close the barrel that was whatever the fuck this segment was. Yeah, that's it's Cody and Seth. I think long term, after next year, you talk about the Braun Breakers, those guys. Maybe even Carmelo Hayes if they can get his ship on the right.
Jacob Fatu?
Yes, those names, those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Not immediately, not next year, but moving into the future, those would be the guys to talk about because these two are also 39, 40, whatever. But in the immediate short term, next year.
And they're men, so they have another 20 years to go.
Yeah. Look at Randy. I mean, he still looks great. But, this is my point. Those two will be the two that are butting heads at the top of the company probably all throughout next year, honestly.
And again, I mean, the question is face of WWE in 2026. The goal is to be a face beyond, or to be the face beyond 2026. And that's why there's a question about Cody Rhodes. There's a legitimate question about, is Cody Rhodes the guy to carry that torch the way that John Cena, the way that Roman has, the way that Cody was tasked to do a year ago? Will Cody get another opportunity to, because it should be a slam dunk. The slam dunk answer should be Cody. But the fact that we are mentioning some of these other names tells you, I don't know if Cody has to do more.
Can I give you a comparison to who I think Cody probably can either relate to or who he's probably most comparable to as far as his role in the company now?
Go ahead.
And Punk mentioned he's the best we got. I think Cody Rhodes is the new Undertaker. Does that mean he's always going to be champion? Does that mean he's going to have 15 title reigns? No. Undertaker had 7, 6?
Yeah, not that many.
But the respect of his peers, you can't find anyone in the back that doesn't say they love Cody Rhodes and what he's done for that company and what he continues to do. Being front and center, buying into the gimmick, the character. I think that he is probably the equivalent of what The Undertaker was to an extent. I mean,
Locker
obviously,
room runs through
yes,
him.
Yes, he is that guy.
All of us growing up, if you're our age and 30s
and due to the YouTube demographics, we can confirm you most likely are.
Yeah, we have checked.
18 to 54 is perfect.
Many of us have grew up watching The Undertaker on Friday or Thursdays or Fridays on SmackDown, and when you're watching UPN, the CW, whatever it was, The Undertaker.
I'm coming to see to continue the topic from earlier, watching Undertaker get choked up by a guy from the Middle East and watch that guy not be on the show the following week. I can't wait.
The story has so much potential. Dead on arrival.
That poor high school history teacher.
Man, oh my goodness, that story had great potential. Oh man. Who knew? Who knew?
Also, it probably was for the best, though, because that was 2005. So I was 11, and I was walking down the hallways at John Muir going, hey-nya, and hey-nya. His theme song was stuck in my head. So probably for the best for me.
So they thought.
Because I maybe would have got called.
Yeah. They thought, logically, we got to move him to Raw so he's on cable. And that was worse.
Hey, let's have more people watch that, man. By the way, we're talking about Muhammad Hassan, which was an amazing character, and unfortunately,
his character was fantastic. I think he would have beat the Undertaker at SummerSlam that year.
This is a guy from the Middle East, right after 9/11, who's in the spot, and we're in the middle of this war. It was the timing was
so bad.
Vince McMahon timing impeccable, but I don't.
Oh man.
But I mean, do you think are you concerned about one of those two being that person? Do you think it should be somebody else next year? What do you think?
It should be Cody.
Seth is I feel like with him, man, it's tough just because he's been around for so long and he's never really been given the ball. They tried to with the authority stuff, but it didn't really go. Because Cena was still relevant, and it wasn't He's got a clear path next year.
Well, here's the thing.
With Cody being the only person that can go with him.
I want to. Do they give Seth Rollins the W over Roman Reigns? Say that match happens at SummerSlam. I think he has to win that match.
I'd imagine he does.
He has to.
Unless he's cashing in after, like they did at WrestleMania. That's the one thing to talk about.
But hell, even then, I think that he's a case where he has to beat Roman. And you know what? If you want to do a cash in the same day, really establish that you are the man.
The other thing with Seth, though, is he's never really lost to Roman one-on-one.
So no, but he needs a definitive W.
He's had definitive W's before.
He needs it again.
Okay.
He needs it again.
I think honestly,
because the fan. I know he's playing a heel right now, but if he wants to really prove this is his vision of WWE, the story calls for him to overcome Roman Reigns.
I think if that ends the story, you're correct, but I don't think it's going to end their story. Because if he's champion, Roman's going to come back around.
I don't mind.
So
he needs to. But he needs.
I don't think he needs to win that. The first match, I don't think he needs to win. I think when he's champion, it's a different story. But I think, especially if he's going to cash in at SummerSlam that night, or whatever night it is, whoever the champion is, and it's going to be the WWE title, I think it's almost probably makes more sense because it gives Roman an avenue back to the championship at some point, and then Seth can beat him convincingly, and that's where it's okay. Story's closed.
Maybe.
If he beats him again, what's the point? How's Roman going to have a trial? He's not going to have a reason to fight him.
I just think that first encounter.
It's not the first, though.
Under this new character, under Roman as the OTC, in terms of this conversation, I'm not saying it's the best thing, whatever, but in terms of this conversation,
I'm looking like
if you're putting a
stamp,
on Seth Rollins as the face, putting a stamp, beating OTC
wouldn't like Cody beating John Cena in the main event and then having him get cashed in on and having Seth finally put hands on Cody and pin him.
I'm saying double down on all of that. I'm saying double down.
So you're saying fuck everybody in
yes. If Seth elevates him, to me, that's how Seth becomes number one in terms of that conversation. And then hopefully by that point, they'll give his group a name too.
Hopefully be done formed by that point. We'll see who else joins it.
What will happen first? Seth Rollins' group getting a name or the Judgment Day breaking up?
Well, apparently they're working on a name soon, and they're working on new entrance music, so you're going to love that. And I can't wait for Def Rebel to fuck that one up.
Right. And I know we've had conversations in the last few weeks about who the fourth guy could be. I actually saw some actual names that they're thinking about internally, both in NXT right now.
So one's Ricky Saints.
And the other?
Ethan Page?
Yes. So they're thinking one of those.
Whoever loses that feud.
Yeah.
You actually win because you're gonna be with the guys that are gonna be. Honestly, I think Ricky'd be perfect.
Yeah.
The personality. I mean, Ethan Page is kind of standalone. He can do. I look at him more of like an LA Knight on the main roster, which is not bad. He's gonna be in big matches. He'll win some mid card championships. That may be his ceiling. But I mean, Ricky Starks can be. He could be huge.
Before you tear apart whatever you're about to tear apart of me, let me give you a quick case of.
I really hope I don't underwhelm in this segment.
let me make a case for Jey Uso. Just a case.
Sure.
For Jey Uso. I watched.
He's not going to catch another case, is he? Is that what you're talking about? He's got enough mugshots. He doesn't need more cases. Proceed.
I don't think we need to be talking about DUIs in this town.
Who gives a fuck? And also, he was just speeding.
It's two of them.
Everyone fucking speeds, dude.
I know. It's two of them, though.
Fucking Franz Wagner down in Orlando's caught speeding.
So you're not listening to Colin Cowherd say, like...
No, he's a terrible person because he got 2 speeding tickets. Like Colin Cowherd doesn't have fucking speeding tickets, too.
Terrible leader because of...
When you were 23 years old, you didn't get a speeding ticket, Cowherd, you fucking hypocrite. Sure. I know, you work in the industry, dude. You get to fucking speed more times you probably can count in your life to get to your job or the next job or whatever. Shut the fuck up.
I mean, it's two of them.
So?
I mean, he's going to be a 5th-round bust. You ever heard of that before?
Fucking stupid. No, he's going to flame out in Cleveland. He's going to go to another team, and he's going to help their franchise win games, and they're going to look stupid.
I like how what the Browns are doing with Shedeur, though. We're not going to sugarcoat what we're talking about. I like what they're doing. It's like, this is a slow burn. Like, dude, you need to, like... even though you're the son of Deion Sanders and you've worked with...
people going 100 miles an hour on 71 South or 90, that's like fucking every day I see people doing it. It's not like, he's an athlete, so he gets put on a different pedestal. But how many people are in fucking traffic court every day for going 100 miles an hour on fucking, especially after COVID? People have been fucking stupid on the road, dude. I'm going 80 in the fast lane on the turnpike thinking like, okay, this is like fucking there, like on a straightaway. It's
And for that alone,
fucking Summit County or whatever, like it's
and for that alone, that's why you need to sign up with Mike from State Farm.
Yeah,
for that alone,
protect yourself because people are fucking crazy.
Let me make a quick case for Jey Uso.
Sure.
What I witnessed during his World Heavyweight Championship run was unbelievable. I saw I could not believe how much the show centered around him during that run. His interaction with kids, his interaction with families, and just the relatability. And that's hard to come by with anybody, but his relatability to, like, hey, maybe maybe you do, maybe you don't belong in this spot.
Yeah.
Every single week proving that you do belong in this spot. And every single week, like, I can go out and motivate other fans to be their best selves. I think in terms of story, in terms of background, in terms of the fact that he has on television family and friends that band around him, I think he's a natural leader. And if you want to circle all the way back to 2020, when Jace was talking to Roman and said, how come I can't be the one to lead this family? I should be, I could lead this family too. If you really want to close the book of this generation's bloodline story of, you know what, maybe main event Jey Uso can put food on the table and provide, for the family. He has proven to me that he can sell merch. You can make a case in WWE for Jey Uso to be a reason why you attend a show. Like, if Jey Uso, Kyle, let me say this. If Jey Uso was announced to be on a show that you're planning on attending, in the bottom card, subject to change, Jey Uso can't make the show. There would be some kids, I think there would be some adults that would be disappointed that Jey Uso couldn't make the show.
Yeah. He's over with the crowd. We talked about it. He's been the most over star in the company for a little while now.
Yeah.
I mean, so there'd be some natural dissatisfaction. I think the tough part with Jey is just he's been around for so long and he's been in a certain role for so long. And in this spot that he's in kind of now, in this halfway in, halfway out, he's being pushed as a main event guy. It's in his nickname.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not being given the opportunity to have lengthy reigns as champion and to really be the top of the division for a considerable amount of time. I consider a considerable reign usually about 6 months.
Fair.
That's a solid reign.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you get half the year you can be champion and do well, feel pretty good about that.
Yeah.
Not everyone needs to be champion for a year or 4 years or whatever, but like a really good, solid, lengthy title reign for me. 4 to 6 months is pretty solid.
And you lose on pay-per-view. Not on Raw.
Not on a random Raw that didn't even really feed into anything that night, but it did the week later when Goldberg came out. Like, it just felt, and obviously the clip got tens of thousands of views on TikTok and all that stuff too and everything. But yeah, I thought it was bullshit. I mean, just the booking decision was bad. And now they're in a pickle with Jey and Cody with this whole thing, and it's
and they're gonna have their match on Monday.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
That show in Columbus is looking stacked, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
With those two, Becky and Bayley, they're going to match up on Monday. And the other thing, too, with Jey, look, I trust CM Punk in the ring. I trust Cody Rhodes in the ring. I trust Seth Rollins in the ring. Can Jey Uso, on a night in and night out basis, deliver in the ring?
Yeah.
And I think Jey Uso could have another world title run, but he has to prove that night in and night out he could deliver in the ring.
Yeah.
Has to prove night in and night out he could deliver on promos.
Because, listen, we've seen guys that have been that popular not even get a championship. Look at LA Knight.
Mm-hmm.
He was over as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, it was not even close. A lot of cheers, merchandise, all that stuff. He had the Slim Jim deal, everything.
For those here in Cleveland, if you went to Raw, I think it was in 2023, LA Knight was the most over guy on that entire show.
And look what happened with him. He got a mid-card, maybe 1 or 2 mid-card championship runs. One was kind of lengthy, one wasn't. And then now he's just hanging out, not winning Money in the Bank matches. I mean, and he's losing these other, half-assed singles matches or whatever. So I mean, you're kind of in a tough spot. I mean, with Jey, I don't know if he's ever going to get a title again. I don't know.
Well,
honestly. He may never be presented in that same light. This is the opportunity now with King of the Ring. They have a great story with him and Sammy they need to capitalize on. Mm-hmm. If Cody's not winning it needs to be Sammy and Jey in the final.
I'll mention one other quick thing. If they're serious about Jey Uso as well as a singles guy, I don't know if they'll ever do it. Have him beat Roman at some point. I don't even know how you present it. I don't know if it's a babyface versus babyface thing. I don't know if it's like, earning the respect of OTC. But again, another full circle storyline coming back together. I don't know. All I know is this. Jey Uso for sure will be the face of WWE the day that Rikishi takes over.
How they gonna do my fucking son like that?
Man, I'm like, dude, come on, man.
What did he do? What did he do to deserve that?
I'm like, dude,
He
man.
worked too hard. He sold too much merchandise. He had too many fans cheering for him.
Hey,
What
listen,
the fuck?
Listen. I know Father's Day just passed. Just passed. Happy Father's Day to the both of you. But listen, he's sticking up for his son. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's funny, but it's fine.
But man, I saw something that was like, if Rikishi was booking WWE, all your champions would be from the bloodline.
And somehow Roman found a way to be a women's tag champion. I don't know. Rikishi's like, he's got long hair, brother. Put him in.
No more Cody for you.
Oh my goodness.
All right, the time has come.
Mount Roman. Kyle reacts to Double A's reacts.
I ain't changing it.
Why is Mount Roman in there? This has
Because
nothing to do with Roman.
Because
this PowerPoint is shit. I'm sorry.
I changed the background.
You kind of like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you.
We'll make it in.
No, leave
show
it. Fuck
ra-
it. Yeah,
All
it's
right, fine.
it's fine. Fuck it. You've already edited the PowerPoint once during this show. Let's not do it twice, all right?
Kyle, all yours. Take the wheel.
All right, so I have a clip from this is actually your most recent reacts.
Because I did not do an AEW one.
No, yeah, the literally,
I promise I'll do it next week when the power doesn't.
literally the gods of Thunder and Lightning saved you from that fucking monstrosity of a show. But so you had an interesting take from your reacts, and again, this is groundbreaking for us. This is the first time we're pulling a clip that we did to play on the show. So riddle me that one, Batman. But nevertheless, let's listen to Double A's take about the NXT Women's division and how much he just loves all these girls down there over at Landor. Let's hear.
This is the best women's division. This is the best women's division. It sounds to me like a different program saying this is where the best wrestle.
Stop it.
So
First off, how fucking dare you? Play it again. Keep going.
if that's the case, you better deliver. You better deliver. Now, to AEW's front, in most cases, the wrestling part does deliver.
Pause. I beg to fucking differ. Continue.
Hold on.
WWE
No, it's not about you.
Go ahead.
Play it.
programming, WWE style wrestling on weekly television does not allow for wrestlers to really, really shine in a shorter form situation. So it's hard to accept as a newer viewer of, to watching 2 hours of NXT. It's hard as a new viewer to accept, oh, this is where the best women's division is competing, when the matches are not doing a good job of holding my attention.
Pause it.
They're not.
I'm done. So what the fuck were you watching?
NXT.
Insane.
NXT.
That the level of sexism from this man can breach over into honestly the best, not only the best women's wrestling division when it comes to talent, but the best women's wrestling division when it comes to booking. There was a mistake in the first match with Jada Parker, but
And that's more of an in-show thing. That's not.
and
a
honestly,
women's
that could be part of their storyline. I have no fucking clue. Maybe because again, I haven't watched NXT religiously. That could be a thing with her or with Thea, where she's won all these matches but hasn't. I don't know. I'm not going to dive further into that. I wasn't happy with that either. I mentioned it in my reacts too. But Jada Parker looked like a fucking star. She came out. People were into her. She has that aura that we talked about with Stephanie, all those girls. There are 8 to 10 women on that roster that I could see winning championships on the main roster. I watched 2 women fight in the first 2.5 hours of AEW. There is no comparison. NXT does better ratings than AEW, and they're a studio show.
So
Where the fuck? Listen, I know you're watching Love Island and you're getting real sleepy, all right? And you love the drama. I know you love it.
Man,
Hannah's
listen.
doing this, and whoever the fuck, Billy Bob's doing that, and the dude with the fake spray tan who goes off the island to get tan and come back, whatever
we're
he does.
gonna find out what's gonna happen with Huda coming up tonight. We're gonna find
Coulda,
out.
woulda, coulda, shoulda paid more fucking attention to the
Hey,
NXT Women's
hey,
division is what
hey.
coulda, shoulda fucking done.
Jeremiah said bye-bye.
And I know none of those people. I think this is, and the reason why we have this show is because we think, like for the most part with a lot of stuff, we've had things here or there. This is bottom 3 take for me, pal. Like, this is pretty bad. Like, though all those matches, you didn't have to know a story to know that they were obviously competing to try and get to the end goal, which is the NXT Women's Championship. This is like any other tournament that they've done.
I understand.
Across any promotion, anytime.
So
the talents, every single woman in those 4 singles matches, I could see being successful at the next level.
No, I understand that. So I must have not conveyed my point well.
You said it was a snooze fest.
I mean, after watching Raw the day before, where it's like a bunch of stuff happening, and
Raw was fucking boring this week. What are you talking about?
But
Raw didn't get interesting until the last 5 minutes of the show. That's when everyone decided to come out and grace us with their fucking presence.
To me, I'm more in tune with their storylines.
You watch the show every week.
Than NXT.
Sure.
So here's my thing, and this is more of anything. I get annoyed. So, me personally, I get annoyed when commentators acknowledge that this is awesome chance every week. I get annoyed by that because it's for me to judge.
That's an every show thing. That's not just NXT.
No, that's period, right?
Yeah.
That's across the board. Everybody does it.
But also, like, being able to realize, this actually is pretty cool what's going on right now.
But don't tell me that something is awesome in the moment. Let me make that opinion that something is awesome. So I feel the same way here. If you're telling me week in and week out, like, you shouldn't have to tell me that this is the best women's division. You shouldn't have to tell me that.
If it's true, why not?
I should already be able to make that judgment. But then, if you are saying every single week and every single hour of NXT programming that this is where the best women wrestle, that this is the best women's division, then I'm expecting out of this world expectations that you're setting forth, which is pay-per-view quality matches on NXT every single week, which obviously is not fair, obviously not the case. But that's the expectation that you're putting in every time you're saying this is the best women's division. Not every show's a pay-per-view.
So my thing with that is, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
No. Which women's division then is better?
Oh, I'm not comparing.
That's what you're. So if you have a problem with this, that leads me to believe that you believe someone else is doing better in their women's division.
That's not the point that I was trying to make.
Then what the fuck are you talking about?
But I was saying.
What the fuck are you even saying?
I was freaking bored watching NXT. That's what I was saying.
Well, then you're bored watching NXT. Don't blame them for having decent matches on a fucking random Wednesday or Tuesday or whatever it is. With women that are actually over, that actually have characters.
If a viewer is bored with a show, then there's a reason why a viewer is bored with a particular episode or a show.
Listen, we're both bored. We're watching a lot of wrestling.
It is not my moral right to just sit here and say, that was a great show when I was snoozing off. It's not fair.
It's furthering my point
it's
that
not
AA
fair
does
at all.
not like women's wrestling. He doesn't enjoy women in general.
That's not the case at all.
Unless they have a big ass like Mercedes Moné. He loved that. He thought that was a great fucking thing.
Just because you're offended that I did not like most of what happened at NXT, and that's not even the entire thing. I like the final angle at the end of the show. I like that. I like Jada Parker's presentation. I did enjoy it. And, of course, Jordynne Grace, she's great.
Zarya, she looks like a beast. That's who Nia Jax, that should be in that spot. Someone who just looks like that and is dominant.
And I enjoy.
It doesn't hurt people.
And I enjoy their matches on pay-per-views. I enjoy it. I love their show, like on pay-per-view. The takeovers, they're great.
So you have to also understand then, too, okay, so if it's going to be, hey, we have 10 minutes, there's going to be 4 different matches tonight, we have 10 minutes. Now, this coming week, they have the Fatal 4-Way. It's probably going to get more time. It might be the main event of the show. I don't know.
Probably will be.
So they're going to get more time to actually have one of those longer classic. What kind of story can you tell in 10 minutes? You're expecting. Okay, so saying that, the fact they're saying that it's not because we have these Dave Meltzer 6-star classics. They're saying that because we have a division 1 through 15 where they're better than AEW puts out there 1 through 5, or better than what Raw has done the past 6 months booking women. Remember that tag division that doesn't fucking exist? Yeah, SmackDown. Who the fuck's facing Stephanie Stratton? I don't know. What's wrong with Nia Jax again?
If they're saying
what women's division's better? What women's division is better? Who's better than that? I can believe
They
Sol
could-
Ruka could
they
go
could
on Raw
be-
and win a championship
That's
right
fine.
now.
That's
who,
fine.
Who besides Tony
Hey.
Storm or Mercedes Moné in AEW do I even care about fucking watching? And even with those two, with
They
that
had-
story, it's bullshit.
They had a bad show. It's okay. That doesn't mean that is like
Who had a bad show? That was the highlight of NXT this past week. The
I
Trick
didn't
Williams
like it.
stuff was bad.
I
Trick
didn't like
Williams
it.
got pinned by a random fucking guy from Japan who just happened to show up.
Oh,
And now
well.
he's facing a guy from NXT
I'm sorry
for the
you're
TNA
getting
title.
heated. I'm sorry you're getting heated because of something I did not like.
Yeah,
Oh well.
because it feeds in the fact that you hate women.
It doesn't.
It does.
But oh well.
You sexist, misogynistic
like-
son of a...
My point is this. If you're going to
Just
say
admit to the people. Admit that you
It-
don't like women.
No, my point is this. If you're telling me something, this is where the best whatever, then
You're not giving me
all of a
examples
sudden-
of what's better. That doesn't mean you think
on
it's great.
pay-per-view,
Okay, who?
again,
Who?
I
Even
don't-
in pay-per-view,
I
who
don't
does it better
care.
than NXT at this point? Right now. Who?
this week NXT did not have their best effort.
That's not answering the question.
That's-
if
that's-
you're going to
that's-
say
if you're
saying
upset-
listen, if you're saying listen, you have a good division, but you didn't live up to my expectations of what it is, that's fine.
Then don't
But-
say
but
every single week that you have the best. Don't say every single week you have the best whatever division. That's my problem.
So then, what do they need to do for you then to draw your interest more? More
just
flips?
tell
More
great
flips?
stories. Just tell great stories. Have great matches.
The story
Don't
of-
put the pressure. Don't put unnecessary pressure on these women to go out and deliver 5-star classics when you're telling me each and every single week that this is the best division. Again,
I think
it's
you're
the
missing
same
you're
thing.
missing the thing about the
It's
story of this
it's-
division is
the
it's
same-
open season right now, and they have 10 girls that could theoretically win that fucking title.
I don't care
That's
about
the story
that right now.
Well, that's the fucking story. Then don't watch the show if you don't care about it.
Okay, fine.
Like then that's it.
Fine. If you're this upset about the fact that I was bored, my enjoyment, by the way, my fucking enjoyment. If you're upset about my enjoyment of something, then that's on you. That's on you.
It's not because it's our people that notice every single week. All you do is fucking there's women to fucking
that's on you. It's just like we
my
talked
name's
about.
Anthony and I hate women. Blah, 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 blah.
It's just like we
Oh,
talked
the women were
about
boring.
before.
I turned the TV off because I was
I didn't
bored.
turn
Or
the TV off.
maybe I called
If
someone.
you're-
They shut
if
off
you're
my
telling
cable,
me-
so I couldn't watch it because
you're
women
telling me
fucking
that
suck and they're
something-
terrible.
If you're telling, if any TV show, if a sports team says we have a great sports team and you lose by fucking 30, then that night
Who
your
the fuck
team
are they losing
sucked.
to? They go.
Your team.
Their
you lost
competition
to
is
my
AEW.
eyes. To my eyes, they lost.
So subjective.
They.
Look at the ratings.
What the fuck do we do all this time? Everything that we fucking do is subjective.
It's kind of right in front of you.
Everything. Everything that we fucking do is subjective.
Better
Are you
ratings than
kidding me?
AEW. Better ratings than AEW on any show. They actually book women on the fucking show in NXT. We get to
My
see
whole
maybe
point,
2 or 3
though,
people on
again,
fucking Raw or SmackDown,
again, my
and they have
whole
people that are
point-
actually good on NXT.
Again, my whole point. We dog AEW every single week because they say that's where the best wrestle. And then if every time you say that, you better deliver high level expectations. And if they don't, which obviously this past Wednesday night they did not, then egg on your face. Then I got to do the same thing. If Raw comes out every week and says we are the best wrestling show on television, and then they don't deliver that week, then I'm going to say that.
Can you give me an honest answer about something? Over the past year, large sample size, in your honest opinion, think about this for a second, because I want your truth. Who has had the best women's division in all of professional wrestling? Don't say it shouldn't be NXT or it shouldn't be whoever.
Well,
honestly,
it's been NXT. It's been NXT. But this week they didn't deliver.
fine. But so 1 week they have one bad week and they can't say it anymore because it's been true for the past year,
I don't
2
think,
years,
I don't
whatever.
think they should say it at all.
Then that's,
Not on weekly
that's fine,
television.
but it wasn't boring.
That shouldn't be. It was born to me. It was born to me.
Everything's boring to you when it comes to women's wrestling.
It was born to me. Okay. It shouldn't be
She didn't have her cheeks out.
that.
We weren't looking. We weren't interested. Sexist bastard.
Whatever. Go to the next segment. Whatever.
All right.
What's the next topic?
I don't know.
That shit pissed me off because this is like it's my opinion. It's literally my opinion. We're doing these reacts, stating our opinions, and if we're breaking down episode by episode of what's going on, if it's something that I see that I don't envision and I don't like, for that episode, that doesn't mean, at the end of the day, it's all doom and gloom
It's
the
totally
for the
fine,
show.
Anthony. I choose to stand up for women in this situation, and I respect the work that they've done and the work they've done over the past year plus in that division to make it to the point where they can say it because it's kind of true. Whatever the bar you think is for women's wrestling right now, whether it's down here, whether it's up here, whether you're bored with it, whether you're not, whatever it is, that division has been the division to watch women's wrestling in because they have a roster that intrigues me. Because I don't know, are all of them going to be stars? Probably not. But they all have the potential to do it, and this is where you see that. It's why we go to indie shows. It's why we watch this stuff. Because that is, as he's mentioned before, the developmental brand. And that's where you see these women start to really come into their own. We don't get Stephanie Vaquer at the level she's at now without cutting her teeth a little bit at NXT. Mm-hmm. We don't get the 4 horsewomen. If they didn't go through what they did in NXT, it's been the best women's division, I'd say probably, for over a decade because of what they've been able to do and who they've been able to bring up and actually mold into that spot. Bayley, Sasha Banks, a takeover, those two wouldn't be in those fucking spots right now. Mercedes wouldn't be making $10 million a year if it wasn't for that match. That built her to where she is. That's one of the reasons why I've given Triple H a lot of fucking leeway until recently, with all the bullshit he's done recently, but all the stuff he did for them, for us to give a shit about women's wrestling. That's the best women's division in the entire wrestling industry. Period. End of story. No one books women like they do there. No one cares as much as they do. Whether it's Shawn, whether it's Hunter, whoever. That division is booked the best. They have the best women that go there and wrestle. Even with Stephanie leaving, even with Julia leaving, that division is still fucking stacked.
So what does that say about the rest of WWE? That your
Nothing.
Developmental brand.
It means
is
you
the
got
best?
a bright fucking future.
Well,
They're coming up.
well-
They're coming up. You lost a few from them, and they got more coming up. That's great. That's honestly for WWE. That's great. It's like being what's the cornerback thing now with Jay Alexander going to the Ravens, right? You can never have too many good cornerbacks.
Well, true.
I can never have too many good fucking stars in the weeds ready to come through. What are we pissed about Braun Breaker and what of that? Because now, what the fuck are they gonna like? No, it's fine. You're going to have that pipeline. That's the point. And if the pipeline's really fucking good, if your farm system is really fucking good, and your AAA team's winning titles, and they're, oh my God, these guys are unbelievable, you get real fucking excited about what's next. That's the point. It's in the fucking acronym. NXT. Next, motherfucker.
So if
Next slide.
if it's next.
Next and now at this point, because that division's
No.
been doing next for a long time.
So if it's next, then what, right?
They'll find fucking more. It's going to keep going. They keep reloading. It's unbelievable.
If your developmental brand is just producing superstars, which they have, if they're producing superstars, then in the context world of WWE, shouldn't Raw or SmackDown have a better women's division?
Some don't work out, and that's fine. But in the NXT is where they get to the point where they get that opportunity to sink or swim.
To use your words, if NXT has been the best women's division for the last decade, then what are they doing on the main roster to not make it work?
Well, for one starters, Vince was booking for 8 of those 10 years I talked about.
True. So
women
the
were
last
not really
2 years. The guy who was quarterbacking NXT is now quarterbacking the main roster.
And we've seen people like Liv Morgan and some other people that maybe weren't getting that opportunity get that chance. This is me not saying that WWE's women's division is bad. This is not even me saying that AEW's women's division is bad. They don't feature them. That's the point. NXT does the best job of it. It doesn't mean the women aren't talented in Raw or SmackDown or NXT or AEW rather. There's a lot of talent all across the board. They book it the best. They showcase it the best. Doesn't mean that there's not more talent on Raw or SmackDown, or there's not more bigger names, obviously, on Raw or SmackDown, or even AEW with Tony and all that stuff, too. And there's been mismanagements. Of course there has been. Nobody's perfect. But we're talking, if we're ranking them next to each other, sorry. I mean, I'd find it hard to believe anyone that would, if they're actually answering honestly, looked at NXT's women division and didn't say, as far as an overall presentation, that's probably the best. I mean, they probably are.
I just thought they had a bad episode. I didn't think this would lead.
And I wanted to get some content, so I decided to do it. Just know that I love you and care about you, and I know you got mad, but at the end of the day, you have to listen. You have to own up to the fact that you're a sexist. It's fine. We still love you, right, Pete? Yeah. See, it's a safe space, and if you can't get yelled at by someone who loves you, then you can't get yelled at all. So.
AEW, you watched the show.
Oh, God, it was fucking terrible. See, that was me being a hypocrite. No, it was. This week was tough to watch, but normally most weeks are. So that's for us at least. Again, it's all subjective. I know. Listen. We can go back for a second. I know we both we do a lot of things for fun, and I like to do a random check-in every once in a while when I piss him off for real. I don't think he's actually a sexist. I don't think he hates women's wrestling. I heard him do the take because I watch all of his reacts, and I thought, you know what, this is a great opportunity.
No, it was fine.
For us to be able to. Maybe he was gonna one day he's gonna flip a table, and I can't wait. But nevertheless,
it was fine. You got me worked into a shoot. I'll just say this: I jumped into this show a few minutes late, and look, I don't mind off air if Hangman Page is cutting an all Spanish promo. You're using real television time.
Yeah. So, like, I said, like, it was cool from a standpoint of, okay, this tells me that he's going to be the face of their company. Mm-hmm. And they trust him enough to go out there on national television and deliver an entire promo to a Mexican audience in Spanish. Like, that was cool from that aspect. The actual promo, I don't know what the fuck he's saying, so I don't know. Like, something, he grew up in Texas, something, I don't know.
I think Excalibur, like, later in the promo was trying to...
He was, like, kind of like...
transcribing.
Yeah, he was translating late.
But...
Talking over him while he was still talking, yeah.
But he wasn't loud enough. Yeah. I don't know. It was weird. It was weird. That's the promo you cut off air to the home crowd.
Yeah.
To either welcome them in or send them home happy.
Yeah.
And then they had Bryan Danielson all these months off for a Ring of Honor angle. And they didn't even have him on television.
Oh, I was going to say, he showed up. I didn't see him.
Yeah, he wasn't on TV. They had an angle. It was they had a 30-man tag match, and they sent over, he called people from the back. So let me get this. So they had a 14-man tag match to open the show, basically. Where I'm like, okay, I know Adam Cole.
Which, by the way, is he okay?
I don't know.
Like, his facial is fine. Like, he looks skinny.
I'm legitimately concerned.
Like, I don't remember ever being that small.
Yeah,
like
and I know I was joking.
And I'm not trying to like make like I actually am concerned. Like, it's just, like, was he sick? I know he was hurt, but like, did he like? Is he good?
I'm with you. I'm very concerned.
Like, look at his picture in NXT compared to now.
Because I looked at
man.
Let me pull it up just real quick.
It's scary. Like, because I remember him being like, he looked healthy in NXT. He looked like he was,
like, even when he was feuding with McAfee.
Yeah.
Like,
he looked like he ate 3-course meals a day. Like he was like good. Like, I don't know.
So I mean, this might even be early in his AEW run.
Look, when he first got there, yeah, and I know he got hurt a few times.
So this is, I'll show you guys here in a second. This is him in the Thunderdome era, 2021.
Like, he's got some meat on his bones. He doesn't look like he's like.
Let me see if I can.
Yeah.
Pull it up here.
Yeah, he actually looks like he's got.
Yeah, I mean,
like he's not like lost a considerable amount of weight. Like,
they did a side angle, and you could.
He was 2D.
You think it's a toothpick?
Yeah, I was nervous. I thought my dimensions switched on me. I don't know. Like,
anyway, the match.
It was hard to pay attention.
It was guys who it was one of those times where you're just watching and there are guys in the ring doing stuff. There's so many people in the tag match that they can't all be at the apron. They have to be at the ringside.
Dude, it was.
And then it was so they get to the winner. Excalibur has to quickly mention the winners, and then they quickly moved on.
Yeah.
Now AEW's gotten better at like, okay, let's not move on to the next thing. But you're mentioning 7 guys, and it's like, what's the story?
Yeah, I don't. As soon as I saw 14-man tag, because I don't like do researching to see what's coming up next unless I talk about it on the show. Mm-hmm. They didn't mention they were doing a 14-man tag last week. So, like, I was just like,
then Tony Schiavone during the match was like, I'm glad you're with us for the next 2.5 hours. Like,
these 4-hour blocks, man. And I guess the show, the technical collision show afterwards from 10 to 12 is doing around the same numbers, if not a little less than they were on Saturdays.
Yeah.
So I guess they're okay with it because it's pulling around the same ratings.
Yeah.
Which, again, proves the point. They have their niche audience. The people that are going to watch are going to watch.
They're going to watch.
People that aren't. I mean, that's
They're
they
locked in.
better they did the smartest thing they ever did was move off, or NXT moved off onto Tuesdays, so you weren't splitting people.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, and I guarantee a lot of people that watch AEW still watch WWE stuff, just either to bitch or to whatever.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, this
Like
was,
the one guy, any AEW thing that pops up on our TikTok, anything AEW.
Oh, Suplex Media.
Yeah. Always. I mean, within you could post it like 2:00, and I think by 2:45.
Yeah.
He has a comment.
Yeah, he's white knighting for them hard. He always does. I mean, which it's the I think I'm smarter than you, so what your take is wrong type stuff. Kind of like what I did earlier to piss off Anthony. It's like you're not going to get anywhere with it. You're just going to make him more mad. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? But like that's I don't get it. The Okada stuff was terrible. Like that dude is. I was more interested in Mark Briscoe, and I don't even think he's that good. But like I was more interested in him at that point. The guy doesn't. He can throw a hell of a drop kick.
Yeah.
Did you like my comparison?
I did.
He's Maven.
Yeah.
That's great. Maven looked like $1 million when he first came out, when he drop kicked Undertaker over that top rope, and then he had a 2-year career. What the fuck makes Kazuchika Okada more special than anyone else on that roster? The fact that he says bitch? Everyone says bitch now. Hell, Hangman was saying stuff in Spanish.
Yeah.
And then the end with Mercedes, because she needs 14 belts, except the one that actually matters. Like I don't understand. What's a 7th championship going to mean to her?
I'm so disappointed.
Why does she care about the AEW Women's World Title at this point? She has 6 other ones.
Yeah, I'm so disappointed.
Oh, it's like the boxing thing. Not really.
Mercedes and Tony Storm. I'm so disappointed. I'm very disappointed.
Tony's fine. I mean, she's her gimmick. That's what,
I know. I'm
that's
just
what
saying.
it is,
I'm just
but-
saying the feud.
I don't. They have nothing.
I like Mercedes right now. I don't understand the care. Whatever, but the feud's not click. Neither championship feud is clicking right now, and these are your 2 main events for your WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And neither are clicking. And they had a 10-man tag. I think they had a 10-man tag at the end of the night.
I didn't want to watch it at 11:50. At 11:50, I was just turning on the first 2 hours of it because I was putting it off.
We did have one other story out of AEW. If Roman Reigns, you had stuff on this.
Yeah, so it was reported, and again, it was kind of a mix between a couple different websites, and then Jonathan Coachman, who's just been spewing bullshit the past couple weeks for some
Kevin
reason.
Meltzer.
Yeah, guys, get a podcast together. Join the Observer, Jonathan.
Boy, Britt Baker's on her way to WWE.
Yeah, sure she is.
Sure.
With all that injury time she's accumulated. Maybe she will be. I don't know. Mariah May flipped the switch pretty quick, but I don't know.
By the way, they'll change your name too.
And she's been Britt Baker on that show too, I think, in NXT at one point. Whatever. But Roman Reigns' contract, this is a fact, is up. He said it after WrestleMania 42, the day after it's over on that show. Kind of a similar deal like Brock Lesnar used to have, where it's like, hey, you threw the big show, then we'll negotiate. The good thing about Roman is he can go away for 5 months and nobody's know he's under contract, so that's interesting. But would Tony be willing to pay Roman whatever to come wrestle for AEW?
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
But the bigger question is, would Roman be able to move the needle past the first show or 2?
No.
Is it worth it, Tony? Is it worth paying $25 million a year for a guy?
Real quick before TV ratings now. Would he move ticket sales?
Yes.
I think he would.
But he's going to come out as Joe NY. He's not coming out as Roman Reigns.
So if he's main eventing, let me think about this. If he's the main event of AEW All In next year,
probably in London again, I'd imagine.
In London or whatever the hottest city in America is next summer.
Who's got the best heat index? Let's go there.
Yeah. Galveston, Texas. God. So if they
middle of the Gulf, just do it in the middle of the Gulf of America. Yeah, just put up a ship.
Boy, if they do that, would he move the needle on pay-per-view? I don't think so.
I think
tickets maybe.
So when Punk was there for Collision, they were still pulling in twice the people they were now. So I don't know how that's going to go with him because Punk was there every week.
Right.
Is Roman going to be okay?
And Punk was a special case just because
he
was gone for
yeah.
all that time.
Yeah.
So he's a special case.
I think Roman jumping ship, the initial story would be insane just because he was trained in NXT. That was his first experience. His family's heritage is in WWE.
All right. We'll play to the AEW audience for a second. Who will be who do you Roman Reigns or his real name? You look and say he has to feud with this person in AEW. Like I can't.
You probably say
Kenny Omega.
At that point, I don't know if Kenny's going to be still where he's at because that's over almost a year from now. I mean, maybe at that point, Ospreay, MJF. I want to see him fight.
Probably those two.
The Mark fan will say Moxley just because they have the history, and they never those two never really settled it.
Yeah,
so I mean,
you can do your.
They also never really turned on each other. So I don't know.
Right.
But there's not like this huge list of people I'm really clamoring to see Roman face on either show at this point.
I think in WWE, the Seth Rollins' money.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll go to Jey Uso route, but I think that would be intriguing.
In the future, if he's still around, I'd love to see him against Braun in a big match or in like the future.
I think the initial story, I mean, Braun Breaker.
Is a one-on-one match with Punk going to happen at some point?
But again, we're having John Cena around seemingly every week.
Nice font. I like that.
Seemingly every week is further telling me what the hell is Roman Reigns doing from a wrestling standpoint. Now, personally, yes, he
might be on his way out.
He's living his best life. You know, he could be Hollywood.
Yeah.
So I'm not attacking him personally.
Yeah.
I'm saying in the context world of what we cover, watching John Cena there in WWE seemingly every single week, and watching Roman not be there. And I don't think he's really missed either.
He gets the OTC chance every once in a while, but they kind of... And when he comes back, it'll be big. He'll get a pop.
I think everyone's happy when he's there.
Yeah, it's when you're not there.
It's when he's not
And you're
there.
not the champion, so there's not this like huge clamoring or reason for you to be back. And people want you to be around every single week, too.
Right.
You know? So, like, you need to be around every single week because you're important. You're the lineup. You're the champ. Whatever. So, I don't know, man. That was the only downside of a 4-year title reign. Once you lose it, what's next? You know.
What is next? Last thing before we wrap up. Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
He is still somewhat in the picture in the context of pro wrestling.
Yeah. Well, the other big rumor too, apparently, is that TKO is considering selling WWE now, and would Vince be willing to buy them back? And be a part of his 14th and I group or whatever, and then essentially take back over ownership of the company and tense booking. I'd imagine that means Triple H is out the door. Stephanie's podcast will be over pretty quick too, I think, if that does happen. And the sad part is, if he invests his money right, he could buy it back.
Could.
All by himself.
He could.
He'll have investors with him too. But I mean, a lot of the people that got let go from WWE when he took his leave.
Mm-hmm.
Are in this new group, this 14th and I.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Be concerned because a lot of people in WWE, apparently, a lot of the talent, still like Vince.
The discourse of Vince McMahon, and I think when we do our second taping in a couple weeks, we could do the list, or we will. But I think we got to talk about the discourse of Vince McMahon over the last, really, in 2025. It would be fools to not admit this changed a little bit,
which is crazy because like the lawsuit's still there.
I mean, the Netflix special,
he got propped up with that, and then
I mean, we had Mike in here, I think, right after the Netflix special,
and
like you talk about all doom and gloom, but I mean, we've heard from, Bobby Lashley and MVP left because Vince McMahon was not there. I think John Cena is doing this retirement. If Vince McMahon would have called John Cena and say, "Hey, we got this idea about the retirement," John Cena would have showed up.
Oh yeah,
no problem.
He owes Vince a lot. He said he owes that family a lot. He also likes Triple H too, but I mean, Vince was the guy that said, "Let's run with this."
Mm-hmm.
You feel a sense of loyalty, and I think that's also part of the grooming with Vince too. Like, I gave you all this opportunity, and all this money, and all this time. You're a superstar. That's why we called you that. We don't call you a professional wrestler. We call you a pal. We call you a superstar. That's what you are. Like you get trained mentally to be like, oh, he really believed in me. Oh shit, all right, well,
you are seeing
like he wasn't making billions on the side too, right? I mean,
and like you are seeing, yes, Triple H is in control of creative. We thought Triple H would be in control of I'm not going to say ownership, but like running the show.
Like TKO was going to be like, okay, you're under our umbrella for our resources and our capital, but now you take WWE, go in your corner and do your thing because you guys are doing a good job. That kind of.
I'm going to leave the show with one other question. 2 other questions. Do I hate women? No. But we
established that. The answer is all right.
This one's actually pretty serious because this one impacts the discord, where we go as an industry. In a way, I think back to WrestleMania this past year. I think back to The Rock's non-involvement, and I circle back to this. The Rock's on the board. Who's he choosing?
Oh, God. Hands down, Vince. Hands down. Even if the stuff with Triple H is bullshit and they actually do like each other, Vince.
I agree. Hands down.
Hands down. And then Vince would put Dwayne in charge because he trusts him. Because he's loyal. Rock's always been loyal to me.
And he in the circles of Hollywood, a bigger name. I mean, in the circles of everything culturally, bigger name.
I'll tell you right now, if that happens, if Vince buys back WWE, it's going to be tough watching that show.
It's going to be tough doing this.
We may end up having to turn to Tony. And then this will be an AEW show because I don't know. And that's going to suck.
Well,
let's see who can lose viewers more. Let's see who can drive more people away. Let's see who gets under 1 million more consistently fast and stays there.
Can Exodus Pro do a show every week?
Fuck.
Well,
man, now we're leaving the show on a sad note.
No, man.
See, we experienced everything. We laughed on this show. We got angry. We cried. We had somber tones. Like, you get the full emotional palette on the Side Hustle Wrestling podcasts. I feel like I just ran a marathon. I don't know about you, man, but you went to the gym before this, but 2 workouts in 1 day is pretty impressive.
I got pretty worked up.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, we're done. We're going to leave you with
Mount Roman.
Kyle reacting to
your react.
Yeah. I'm telling you, once a quarter. You get me.
But I feel like it feels
once a quarter.
Does it feel good to get that out though, I think? We all go through shit in our lives, and I go through stuff, he goes through stuff. Every once in a while, isn't it nice just to fucking yell and want to throw some shit? In a controlled space where you're not hurting anybody, or you're not hurting yourself either.
Let me tell you what's going on off air.